Hey everybody, happy Friday. I'm here making another video for you. I actually got my first request video and I'm super excited, probably more so than I ought to be, because with great requests comes great responsibility, and I know that I want to help you guys in your journey in photography. Gone Again 899 has asked me how you take pictures from a negative to scanning to print or screen. When you say screen, I'm having a little trouble understanding you. You might want to leave me a comment in this video and let me know precisely what you mean, because that could mean a couple different things. But I'm going to take this in sections because each one has such different information, and it's quite a lot of information, and I don't want to put too much on you at once. So I'm going to start with how pictures go from a negative to being scanned into a computer. So that's going to be this episode. If you're interested in learning how to do that, keep on watching. I'm going to start with the scanner that I use. I use an Epson Perfection V330 photo scanner. I really quickly found out that it does a lot of amazing things. It can not only scan in 35mm film, but also slides. For instance, I had some old family photos that were on Kodachrome. They're actually behind me. And they were really, really cool. Little slides. They're just Kodachrome slides. And then I realized that, hey, my scanner does everything. So that was very exciting. I'm going to show you not only the Kodachrome slide film that I have, but also 35mm film. This is a color negative strip. Based on your scanner software, you'll have to adjust the settings. I'm not quite sure how to video my screen just yet. I'm looking into it, but I will talk you through what I'm doing on my software when I'm doing it. Okay, this is my scanner, and since it is a photo scanner, when you open it up, this little white thing on the back is going to pop off, and underneath we have all of the equipment that we need to put in our film. So we just take this thing out. It looks like this. And one side, this big side that I'm holding, is for slide film, and then this small side pops open and you put your film strip in there, and that is for the 35mm film. On each different side, it indicates which side you put down for what. On either side, these tabs indicate whether it is used for slide film or 35mm film, and those tabs line up with these indentions in the scanner. So when you set it down, it looks like that. Right now we have it set for 35mm film, so that's what I'm going to do first. This is just a color 35mm negative strip that I have. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up, pop out this tab, and it'll open up just like that. We load our film, and it has a little picture about how to load it. It's backwards and upside down so that when you scan it in, it can be right side up. Honestly, you can always flip it in your computer and rotate it. So I typically don't pay attention to that because I know what the photos are supposed to look like. If you don't, follow the rules, because don't be like me. I'm just a bad example. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, so we're going to set that in. Turn on the scanner. Ooh, there it goes. Working. Awesome. Okay, I'm sorry that this is the janky way of showing you my screen, but for right now it's the best I can do. Here, I was scanning in the Kodachrome slides before, and those are positive film negatives, which means that it is a full color negative. Right now we have a negative film, which means that all the colors are inverse. And we have several different options here. We can do a regular scan with a photograph, we can do positive film, color negative, black and white negative, and these two are different. Please don't get them confused. If you have black and white negative film, it will be gray in color. If you have color negative film, it will be sepia brown in color. We have illustration, magazine, newspaper, and straight up text. This scanner was meant to be used as both an office scanner and a photo scanner. I'm very glad that it does negatives because honestly that's all I use it for. So we're going to pick color negative film because that's what we're using. Destination says screen or web. That's not something that I use. You can send it directly to a printer, or you can say other to save it as a file. For the resolution, I typically pick 300 because it is a fairly large file size. It will give you good definition. It will be good to print in a printing lab, or if you send it off to get prints made that are larger than 8 by 10, that should be a good amount of resolution. You can do dust removal, which for film I always check. I hate doing dust removal in Photoshop. I still recommend that you get all of the dust off of your prints. It is super important. Backlight correction is going to help you in case you have a photograph that was exposed in one area and underexposed in another. For instance, a person standing in front of a sunset. It's not always perfect. You're going to have to go in with Photoshop and probably fix some of the mistakes that this Epson scan makes, but hey, it's just a scanner. This is just the first step of editing, right? And color restoration, I'm going to unclick that for this because I really don't need it for the film that I have in there. So we're going to hit preview. Alright, and here we have all of our images. They were upside down, however, the scanner makes a feature to where you can rotate them, so I'm rotating all of these images. And you'll notice that these images are black and white, even though I said that it was a color strip film. Okay, here's the deal. It is a color strip film. I bought some black and white film that was a C41 process film. Whenever you process film with C41, it is going to be that sepia toned color film, and it is processed the same way. So when you scan this in, you cannot scan it in as a black and white negative, even though the image itself will be in black and white. I know that sounds a little confusing. Just take my word for it. Okay, and now what we can do is we can say where it's going to be going. And I typically rename all my images with my initials. I think that that's a smart thing to do. And then I begin the number at 0 because that's, of course, what we want. So, oh, well, number 1. That's fine. And I'm going to send it to the desktop just for our purposes. You can pick the file format. It offers bitmap, JPEG, a multi-TIFF, a PDF, print image matching, and that's JPEG print image matching, and a TIFF print image matching, and a TIFF. This can be a little bit confusing. JPEG will lose information when you save it. I would pick either TIFF or PDF depending on what you're using it for in the end. Okay, scan. The first image that we scanned. See how it looks, which that's just camera fault, but honestly the scan looks really good. We've got a little bit of dust here, a lot of dust here that we would need to take out, but other than that it's a fairly large image file. As you can see at the bottom, it's 1800 by 1200 pretty much, so that's a very decent file size for a scan, and honestly it looks great even though the image is blurry. So that's 35mm scanning in a nutshell. Okay, so now that we did 35mm, the slides are going to be cake because the computer process is still the same. The only thing we're changing is we're flipping it over so that we have the slide portion in the middle. And I like to do this part while it's laying down like that, because whenever you put them in, when it's standing up, the slides will often fall out. So I don't like to do that. But basically, you put in the slides like this, and then you close the door, and then you do the same computer process that we just did, except instead of a color negative film, you specify that the film is in fact a positive negative. I hope that that answered the first portion of your question. Stay tuned for the other two segments where I'm going to be talking about darkroom printing and possibly screen printing, depending on what you actually meant when you said to screen. But let me know, because I do have some screen printing equipment that I could possibly show you. I don't have photo emulsion, and that would be really, really messy for me to do in my house. So I might just have to talk you through it, but I would be more than happy to do that if that's what you were talking about in the next episode. Bye!